Levels, penis! That's when you get up there, too. It's right there. Okay.
And we back.
Foreskin. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So.
That's not even fucking exciting. You just be like, so. No. 14 people died this week playing Magic. That's how you start this.
Holy shit.
Yep. And we'll tell you about it at the end. No, you gotta listen to it all the way through, and then we'll tell you what happened.
Doing that little tease, I get what you're doing.
That's what you gotta do, yeah. That's how you get the people later on in the 7:30 hour of the nightly news. We talk to you about the people who died playing Magic this week. But first
so what do they just want to skip to the end?
Yeah, well, do that yourself. I ain't tell you how to live your life. You probably paid limited.
Alright, so we're in the thick of preview season for War of the Spark.
In the thick of it. Big ol' thick, beefy previews coming out. For all you kids who play in a limited environment. Look at this standard bomb.
Or if you're like me, you say, look at this good Boros Commander in Feathers.
Don't just... You can talk about that now if you want to. Just go ahead. Get that out of the way.
I'm going to build it. I'm just going to throw it out there now. I'm going to build it. That's going to be my cues to build around. Like, if you want to do this thing like we've done before. It's been a while now since we've picked a legendary each, but I'm going to pick Feathers.
Nothing else we talked about was important because I didn't have my show notes up, so it wasn't even official. Now it's officially started. 19 people died this week, please.
So Feather the Redeemed. Red, white, 3/4 angel. Flying. Whenever you cast an instance or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile the card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand beginning of the next end step. And it's a 3/4.
As a fly?
Yeah, it's an angel.
So it has built-in evasion. Built-in evasion.
And I guess I never really got Zada to work, and like seeing this card makes me think of Zada again and wanting to get a similar deck like that to work.
What is Zada?
Zada, Hedron Grinder. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, copy it, target all your other creatures. So basically you're just casting pump spells and whatnot, but...
What is a pump spell?
I hate you right now.
I'm serious!
I know. Any kind of spell that gives it more attack over its toughness. More power, that's the word. Power. More power. So plus something, at least.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada Hedron Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control that spell could target. So what Robert's saying is if you have a pump spell, so let's say you have target creature gets +2/+2 a double strike to the end of turn. If you give it to Zada, you essentially give that to each other creature that you have. Zada is popular because he is a goblin and he is an ally and he is a 3/3 for 4. That's the only things that I have to say good about him because I'm an adult.
Feather just gives that first ability of when it targets, instead of targeting Zada, it targets any creature.
So it's like Amax and Siamine, like I said.
Are you getting access to another color?
What?
White with Feather.
Oh yeah, because Amax and Siamine has heroic, and that's just red and white. That's Boros, dude. My bad. I'm not wrong about that. No. You just better say that I'm not wrong about that. I would fucking read this whole damn card right now.
I know you like Boros.
I will argue for it more than most people will, and I say that it has this place in Commander. But
well, you normally like running a Rose whenever you don't have to.
Fucking right. Yeah, but Anax and Siamine, one colorless and a red and a white, so you're gonna get there easy here. First strike and vigilance. And then it has a heroic mechanic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Amax and Siamine creatures you control get +1 and +1 and gain trample to the end of turn. Which is more quote unquote Borosy with the triple.
Yeah. I mean, the nice part with Feather compared to that though is you specifically have to target them with the spell for to trigger, whereas with Feather, it's all your creatures basically have heroic in that regard. Like as soon as you target that creature, like you don't have to be running heroic creatures and worry about heroic and all that as much.
That's true. So you can build it, or you can put it in an existing Anax and Simi deck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're running Boros, I have a feeling for the most part this is going to be in your 99 regardless if it's not your commander. For Feather. Because at a 3-drop, you get whenever you cast a targeted spell, you get the spell back.
There's just been an awful lot of time so far spent talking about Boros. And I feel like there's probably 4 people still listening at this point. But whatever. There's somebody out there who's got a Boros commander. And fuck yeah, just give me them Boros. Give me them Boros tips and tricks. Tips and tricks of running Boros. Don't do that shit 1v1.
True.
It's this,
So,
this tough sledding.
so we've been told there's a card that's going to be in the set, but we haven't seen it yet. And it's going to represent what they're calling the Elder Spell.
Listen, sir. This is not a professional podcast in that sense that you just skip around like that. Next topic, so I can go down here. Yep. Go ahead and do a little scroll action. Boom. Boom.
Yeah, the next thing is to guess on the design.
Yeah, but you ain't telling me we're moving on. Man, that's just
I was transitioning smoothly.
You thought you was transitioning smoothly, and I fucked all that up. This car ain't got no brakes on it. And the transmission is fucked. And it's an automatic. Nope, it's manual.
So the
It's
Elder
just tough.
Spell is what Bolas is casting on the plane to take in all the sparks of the Planeswalkers.
The way you said that to
It's
someone
not
else
God.
who does not know what Magic is talking about, it makes it sound like Bolas is a terrorist. And he's gonna do it on the plane. Yeah.
But I think it's going to be something crazy like some of the other stuff when he was involved back in Alara block, where it's going to be something with Grixis colors.
Jesus Christ.
And something crazy like where you're going to deal, destroy all Planeswalkers, gain that much life from being destroyed, and draw that many cards.
I don't think it does any of that shit. And I don't think it has color involved in it.
What do you think it would do then?
Get any card you want.
Absorbing the sparks of all the Planeswalkers equates you to getting any card you want. That's what the Elder Spell is doing.
Or it becomes a copy of any Planeswalker you control from outside the game. Because he has to bring in things from other planes, because that's what he does.
I see where you're going. I can dig it.
Guess on the design of the Elder Spell. I think they're going to design it on a card. I think it's...
I hate you.
But I think probably get promo art for it. People are probably going to freak out for the price originally, and then it's going to drop down to probably $2.25, whatever it is, at Mythic. And then in 2 years, when this rotates out, this is going to be a 75-cent Mythic. We're going to talk about picking it up because it's going to be so cheap, and it's going to spike again later. So we'll talk about that later. But if you buy this card for more than $2, regardless of what it does, you're an idiot.
Well, I agree with that.
You can timestamp that shit.
So what cards do you want to talk about, Kyle?
Magic cards. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? How all the baseball cards I used to have are now not worth anything because you guys look down on steroid use. And that's just bullshit. I got Mark McGuire's downstairs in the basement, Jose Canseco's, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa. I used to collect a shit ton of baseball cards when I was a kid. And all the ones that my grandma used to put away for me, like, he's going to be worth money one day. Nope. Trash. There's literally a Jose Canseco, second-year athletics card on the floor in the garage right now. And it's not even worth picking up. Like the effort you spend bending over to pick that card up is more than. Nope. That's what I'm mad about. Those are cards I want to talk about. The cards inside the game of Magic.
Hey, you said there was 2 you want to talk about.
Well, one card no one wants to talk about anymore.
What card's that?
Well, see, every once in a while, kids, there's this thing called groupthink and group thought in Magic. And there's people who only live their life on EDHREC.com. So when you live your life on EDHREC.com, you tend to do and build the same things everyone else does, and it'll cause certain cards to spike. Because a lot of you are original. Prime Speaker Vanfar.
What you do? I got it ready if you want me to read it.
Nope. I'm an adult. I have access to the internet. I know how to install when I don't have cards picked out on my computer so far.
I thought you were asleep when I got home. I was waiting.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you start drinking triple IPAs at 9 o'clock in the morning. On your day off, you take naps. Dick.
I mean,
What is this? January 6, 2019. You assholes are paying $24.49 on average for Prime Speaker Vanfar.
Jesus.
Today, April 11th, 2019, in the good year of the Lord Nicopolis, you're paying an average of $6.99. $7. The cost of 2 packs of Ravnica Allegiance.
And what did she do?
Girlfriend sighting! Beow, beow, beow! Scared my cat doing that. He'll be okay.
Shade's cool.
But yeah, because everybody wanted a food chain. Food chain. This sets up the food chain. That's the most successful archetype in Commander. Because everybody runs food. No, they don't.
What's food chain, Kyle?
Food chain in Magic is essentially...
First off, it's an actual card.
Yeah. But...
For people.
Okay, so the card food chain...
I'll read it quick. Add it up. 2 green enchantment. Remove a creature you control from the game. Add X mana of any color to your mana pool, where X is the removed creature's CMC +1. This mana may be spent only to play creature spells.
So basically you're sacrificing creatures for mana to get you to your desired end goal, which is usually like a 7-drop creature.
Or in most green decks, just drop Craterfoot and win the game.
In this one, it was Oath of the Guardian that spiked or whatever. It was like 6 and a 7 green.
Yeah. I mean, normally when you're doing stuff like Food Chain or other things, is you're going for Creative Hoof, who's 5 green, 5/5 haste. When he enters, creatures you control get trample and +X will end a turn where X is the number of creatures you control. Drop a big fatty, make big fatties, and win.
Food Chain is a $36 card. $36 enchantment. To add X mana of any color to your mana pool, where X is a removed creature's converted mana cost +1, this mana may only be spent to play creature spells. It's not that good. I don't have 20 years of quote-unquote Commander backing behind me, but I don't care who you are. This card is not $37 good.
But compared to, Birthing Pod or Prime Speaker, you don't have to tap or pay anything extra. It's just sack the creature.
Yeah, and I don't have to do anything but sit here and wait for you to finally get to what you want to and encounter it. Or path it. Or wrath the entire board, because you're a dumbass.
I don't run it, so I'm just saying... I know the theory behind it, I just don't run it.
The only thing I'll give you give you for Prime Speaker Vanfar as a commander is that you always have access to it, and the creature you sack it and it goes in the graveyard, so you can get it back somehow.
When you sacrifice the food chain, it goes in the graveyard?
Does it? Because it says remove the grave, or remove from the game. Remove a creature you control from the game.
Oh.
That is exile.
Yeah.
So you sitting there picking off all your own creatures to get to something that costs more mana and green. First off, super smart, because that's hard to do. Nah, Tom, $37 for food chain. This is things. That's things Trump needs to come fix. Why is $37 for a food chain, sir?
We do not have any political endorsement.
No, we don't. No, we do not.
I as well throw that out there.
I'll never make it to the White House. I'm okay with that. Listen to my emails. Google's listening to me right now. Okay, Google, tell Trump to suck it.
Sorry, I don't understand.
That's right. I don't understand what the fuck he's doing either. We don't understand why food chain is $37. You can write me in, tell me I'm stupid.
Comment down below. Tell us why.
Don't you have to tell us why, because Robert never said anything. He's over here arguing like you guys are. Over here sticking up for $37 food change. Dear God, I could build an entire budget check for $37 and probably beat your food chain slow-ass deck. I hope I get these right cards. Man, if I get this lined up, if I ever draw this green hand, I'll be able to go off. God. Food chain does not come up in my life. And I think about building commander decks probably 8 days a week.
God, it's only 7 days in a week.
Yeah, I do it in my dreams, son. I physically touch magic cards every day. Like, people... Nah, no, you guys don't do that. It's fine. You don't have to. That's what we're here for. But I'm just saying, like, if you just look at decks and you look at builds and you just watch commander shit and you just watch games being played and listen to podcasts and stuff like that, food chain does not come up enough to be a $37 card.
I'll give you that one for sure. It's not coming up.
Like, when's the last time you played in a game with food chain?
I never have.
And you want to know why? Because first off, you don't like playing with those people. It's just, each time they see your commander, they have 3 cards off the top of your head. Oh, you running this, and this? No, because I built this without EDH Rex, sir. You'd have to, no. You'd have to do a lot to argue with me that food chain is auto included in the deck. I'm done talking about food chain. That's the most attention I've paid to food chain.
Since you started that.
Seriously. And then those are the same people who try to argue and tell you that, like, Gaia's Cradle is a staple. Gaia's Cradle's a fantasy.
Alright, let's get Kyle off of angry talking about green cards.
Gaia's Cradle.
Oh, here we go.
It's a hoop dream. You didn't get Gaia's Cradle. That's like, me getting Gaia's Cradle is like, man, one day I hope to own a summer home. And get my life together and start saving and stuff, and then we'll sit down and talk about buying a Gaia's Cradle. That's what the fuck that is. Like, it's mana! Shit, you just get mana! Oh my god!
So let's calm you down.
Just get growing right tail to back like an adult.
Let's calm you down. Talk about the next card you want to talk about.
Mike said Gladys.
Why do you want to talk about this card?
Because I'm a fucking genius.
So for those at home, it's a 6-drop artifact. All permanents are artifacts in addition to their other types.
Boss.
All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents are colorless.
CEO.
And the part I kept forgetting the other night when playing, players may spend mana as though it were mana of any color.
Executive level shit.
So why did you want to bring this one up today?
I didn't want to bring it up, Robert. The community wanted to bring it up.
Oh,
the community reached out, and they're like, first off, we're wilding. This card is only $6.
I thought you said it went up.
No. When it spiked, it was like $6.95 or
okay.
$7.15.
Okay.
So, if you go look...
So there's ever been 2 printings of it. The original and Dark Steel is sitting around $30, and so is the Battle Bond one, actually. Both printings, the only two printings of it ever, are sitting around $30.
This is not why it's so cool, though, people. Why it's so cool. So everything in Battle Bond affected the prices of the original printing, i.e., Seedborn Muse.
Which always happens with sets like that where they have reprints.
However, beforehand, Battle Bond, let's say.
But historically, also too, most of it has bounced back to where it was.
Not overnight.
True. Well,
March.
This one went overnight because of Karn. The new Karn in War.
March 4th, the Darksteel printing of this was $9. The average of $8.50.
And Karn, which was originally leaked on the first day of spoilers, probably from whatever they're calling the Mythic Edition this time. Stupid computer. Where did it go? I thought I had it up here. God damn it.
It's awesome because all last year, anytime I could get a Mycosynthetis at a GP,
this is true.
I traded for it or bought it at $6 to the tune of, like, I think I left that GP with like 8 Mycosynthetis.
That sounds about right.
So what is that? 6 times 8?
Karn the Great Creator. A 4-drop planeswalker with 5 loyalty.
5 loyalty.
Activated abilities of artifacts your opponents control can't be activated.
What's the first line of Mycosynthetis?
All other cards are artifacts in addition to their other types.
Oh. But I want to tap.
And that's all you care about for the rest of that card. Like, the other stuff's alright. Not bad either. But you really want to run those two together for that exact reason.
Yep.
Otherwise, he just makes an artifact creature, or you can bring in an artifact card you own from outside the game or an exile, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Which are alright abilities, but if you're playing it, you're probably wanting to get that first part. Just turn off their deck.
It sounds like you turn it off, someone else would it be? Turn off the dick. What if they had anti-Viagra pills, son? That's the market we need to get into. Like if you took that
anti-Viagra pills?
For real. So like if you're a 55-year-old man, you work at a Fortune 500 company, and you thought you were gonna have a 3-day weekend so you can have some quality time with your life, and then Friday you wake up at 11:30, realize your wife didn't go to work, pop a little blue pill, you can give it to her. 1 o'clock turns around, you get an email, emergency company meeting. You got to go fire some people. You can't fire people with a boner, dog. You're going straight to HR. This man had a throbbing boner the entire time he was letting me go. Very uncomfortable, yet very impressive.
Well, you really want to talk about with Mycosynth? Was this the price jump?
About how awesome I am, yeah.
How you called it?
I don't even know if I so much called it. It's just when they put staples like that are cards that have held their value for years and they only reprint it once. You should just go ahead and rebuy it and not bitch like everybody else. You're ruining the price to Mycosynthetis. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get these 20.
Now I'm going to bring up preview set of cards to talk about. So, there's the God effect, what I'm referring to it as. So we've seen 3 something gods revealed. Each one of them has, when it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield.
Bitch, I'm an atheist!
Or it's been exiled from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. Depending upon effects, I think this is good for commanders. is you keep getting it back, like no matter how.
Bro, this is not. This is actually.
You pass it, I get it
This
back.
is not what I want to talk
You counter
about.
it, I get it back.
This is not what I want to talk about. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Why?
We talk about how awesome this card is in limited.
Which one?
The boar.
You want to talk? You
Seriously?
No. Let's back up. You want to talk about limited? You want to talk about limited?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll read it for everybody. Ilrog the Raised Boar, 3 red. Legendary creature Boar God 6/6. Whenever he attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand on the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand beginning of the next end step. And then, as I just read, when he dies or is put in exile from the battlefield, you may put it into his owner's library, 3rd from the top.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you want to talk about limited with this card?
Because this is a card for commander players that you need to pay attention to and limited very much. Because how they play this card will do a lot of the legwork for you looking up how to use it in a commander deck. Because we don't have the restrictions that they have with sets. So whatever that they're trying to exploit, you need to go out and look and try to exploit that within your own colors or within your own commander deck.
So obviously with...
Because this is fucking broken.
So his first thing is, you're looking at anything with ETB effects.
Yes, in red, because God, that's
the
hard.
Battlefield.
Woo!
I don't think he's going to be your commander. He's going to be your 99.
Yep.
For sure.
Because I feel like you get more use out of them.
You could maybe build around them. I'd have to do a little bit more research in red. Just mono red. Because I can think of cards like one you've even played in a live show, which is...
Bro, I'm not going to really have a conversation about a mono red commander that costs 5 the first time you put it out. That's tough.
No.
And that gets countered, you're looking at 7. Yeah, you're not playing a game and you're pissed off.
Yeah.
If you guys have a good red build, a solid one that you use this and you played it and you get good results, let us know. We're not trying to hate on anybody. If I wanted to build this and Robert told me it's 5.
Also keep in mind that we're also talking from a competitive aspect more so too. If you're playing a 5-drop commander, you need to be doing a lot of active stuff those first 4 turns before you even get to your commander. It's
I run
Scarab God, which is a 5-drop, but it's still good and competitive.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying red's a bad color either. It's just with his effect, it seems weak. I would say would be the way to put it. I would say the nice part is you can put him into your deck rather than command zone, and you can always cast him for 5 instead. But you have to wait those 3 turns to draw him again. That would be the trade-off because he's going 3rd from the top.
Yeah.
So you always keep getting the 5 and wouldn't increase the tax until he's back in the command zone.
So you're just going to keep putting it back in your hand?
Well, into the deck and then... and red has a shit ton of card draw.
A shit ton?
It's normally looting, which means you draw on this card, but...
So that's not necessarily card draw. Looting didn't help me if I have no cards in hand.
Wait, looting's blue. I think I'm thinking of rummage.
Jesus, all these one-off mechanics from these fucking sets that don't make a difference later on.
No, it's just terminology people use. I'll throw them both up between the difference between...
I'm sitting here looking at an Ixalan card right now. You ain't gonna tell me that they don't do shit for one set and not bring it back.
So, I kind of want to do a quick comparison. I don't know if you've got to see it yet, Kyle, but... So, as we saw from the poster, we have the gods from Amonkhet coming back. Listed as God Eternal, and then their name. The first one that came out today was God Eternal Bantu. 3 black for a 5/6. Menace. When he enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of other permanents.
Sucks!
Other permanents, then draw that many cards. When he dies or is put in exile from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. Compared to original Bantu, which was 2 and a black for a 4/6, menace and indestructible. He can't attack or block unless a creature died under your control this turn. and then had an activate ability for 1 and a black, sack another creature, scry 1, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. So I had a way to activate him as well to be able to attack. So instead of having them, all the gods were like that originally in Amonkhet, of where they had an activated ability to help them be able to attack, and were costed cheap. Whereas now I would say they're costed more for their actual stats. Like a 5-drop for a 5/6 menace, I would play that regardless.
I wouldn't.
I guess that's limited me talking. I guess
That
5-drop for a 5/6 menace, I would play.
Nah, I'm good, dog.
And limited though.
Okay. So this just has menace, right?
And we enter sack permanents and draw that many cards.
Oh, okay. This card sucks.
And then
remember when they did all the gods from the last set? And we were like, oh man, these are going to be so good. And they were like, oh, bro, Oketra. And I was, whoa, so crazy for Oketra. Oh, my God. I'm so crazy for it. Everybody was, oh, my God.
Well, and people are kind of having a similar reaction to that with the God Eternal Aronis a little bit. 3 green for a 5/5. Death Touch. When he enters, double the power of each other creature you control until the end of turn. Those creatures gain vigilance until end of turn. And then, as with the other ones, if it dies put into exile, you may put it onto its owner's library, straight from the top.
Kefnet the Mindful. Legendary creature. God.
You're talking about the original
79 cents.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the original. Okay.
Oketra the True. $2.06. Bantu the Glorified. The other black one from Amonkhet. $2.
The other black one, you mean the black one?
Oh, true.
Just
Hazoret. $3. Like, do you see, like,
we won't see in this set because Hazoret is story-wise is the one guy that survived.
Ronus, $5. Like, don't these aren't gonna be that good. I'm sorry, but anytime like they parade some shit in front of people and like these are the signature cards for this set, they end up staying that way. One of them may have a bomb effect in standard, but if I'm looking at this from Commander, don't chase after any of these cards. I promise you. Just wait. You're gonna
from
be
the two so far, I would say that's probably Ronus.
Just wait. I promise you. You will feel so dumb if you spend $15 to $25 on one of these cards for a commander or just to put in a deck, and then a year later you walk in and see it in like the $5 and under section in the case.
Which I agree right now. Like, I've never bought into the hype of like pre-ordering a card before the set comes out because like people just think like,
if for the financial aspect of it, yes. Like if you're looking at an uncommon or a rare or like something you think that's gonna like, oh, this is only $2. Like this is like a $10 card. Go ahead and do that. But if you're like Prime Speaker Vandafar, the card we just talked about, everybody ran out and did the same thing.
I was saying because like it's like $20 at least.
Wait. Have another deck you're working on. Just wait.
Let it get released, wait a week or two, let people play with it, realize it's not doing exactly what they want to do for standard, and the price is going to crash, and you can pick it up for Commander.
Spend your time looking at the other cards in the set. Spend your time. This is a good time when War of the Spark comes out. Start going crazy over Ravnica and Ravnica Legions. Start looking at that stuff. Watch those prices. You got to be involved in other stuff because if you're only focused on these things and what this price is doing, you're going to pull the trigger too early and you're going to buy something which is just not going to be the right price. You're just going to overpay for it. None of these cards are like format changing so far. Like you should not change your buying plan for Magic around any of these cards so far.
So, let's take a little break from Magic, Kyle.
Fuck that shit.
Go to our other half of our podcast name, Magic and Shit. Oh, let's talk about some other shit.
Okay. I guess I can't say fuck that shit. That's rude. Actually, it wasn't rude, because if you want to fuck that shit and have a safe way and a safe place to do it, go ahead and get it.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Is that like a song for people to get prepared for fucking that shit?
I don't know.
Or
I
whatever.
was fucking around.
With that shit.
So let's talk about the NCAA Men's Championship game.
You can't say NCAA because they own it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can
NCAA.
I say March Madness?
They own March Madness. You can't say NCAA March Madness. You cannot say National College Athletic Association.
Okay, let's say the big basketball tournament that was going on.
The big basketball tournament, also known as the National College Athletic Associations.
Anyways.
They don't own me, sir. I'm saying as much as I want to.
So Kyle and I ended up playing a couple games of Commander during this.
I'm interrupting the entire podcast right now.
I think for the most part, it seemed like a big, it's going to be a blowout by Virginia to start with. And then all of a sudden, here comes Texas Tech, chugging on back. Forces an overtime, but then can't keep it going. And ends up falling to Virginia, 85-77. And Kyle's just going to stand here and dance, even though I figured he would want to talk about this.
Oh, I do. This has something to do with it. And us not being able to say it. This song is called NCAA by 2 Chainz. It brings up a very good conversation.
Which is?
Two Chainz, who was also Flash Fisher, college athlete. So college basketball may be changing here in the next couple of seasons.
In what way?
Hopefully, in a good way.
Which would be what?
What 2 Chainz is talking about in this song. I just want some paper.
Come up paying players to play?
You gotta use. It's just money. That's all it is. The fact that I had to sit there and say, like, oh, technically, we can't say that because they own it. You own the players. You make so much money off of them. It's just.
Also, that good with the same thing with college football too. I mean, how much money gets made off of that? Like,
it's a free minor league system.
I'll do that.
And like some universities fund their entire programs, or like entire departments have built buildings and stuff off of the university winning a national championship or just appearing in a national championship game. Like, but you want to suspend a kid and not allow him college eligibility if he takes $20,000 and gives it to his family and goes plays for your college. That's illegal.
I get you.
But there wasn't a good, there wasn't a good team in the tournament.
Well, I do. That's what everybody was talking about. That's the only reason.
I meant in the championship game.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't a good team, so I wasn't going to say the good team won. But, I mean, I didn't hate either of the teams that won because Duke didn't win, and fuck Duke forever.
As a reminder, Kyle is a North Carolina basketball fan.
Goddamn right. Jesus is a North Carolina basketball fan. Zion Williams is getting investigated right now, too.
For what?
His mother supposedly taking money for him to go play at Duke.
Damn. Oh, no, it involved Nike. I think I saw that pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, because I don't want to sound like a North Carolina homer right now, but it was really like an abrupt switch because he was super close to being a Tar Heel. Like,
Really?
super close to being a Tar Heel. And then all of a sudden it was this one weekend or whatever where him and the two other kids there were at like a McDonald's All-American thing, Nike, and they all decided that they were going to go play at Duke together and try to win a national championship.
Coincidence? I think not.
A bad thing? No. I'm not calling him out. You're that good, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, this is not me saying he shouldn't have done that. This is not me saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying, as a conspiracy theorist, fuck dude.
I just threw it out there as an idea.
So what?
Is there anything of too early fantasy football talk you want to talk about?
There's never too early fantasy football. The revenge tour is on, and that's all I have to say.
Revenge tour for what?
Me.
You did good in the Magic one we're in.
I'm talking about our league. I've done decent. Okay, I mean, I've done good in the last 2 years of the Magic League.
That's true. You got money each time.
That 2 years ago was still painful. I lost by like 0.2 points.
Yeah. I kind of want to do a shock off for it though.
Oh, what?
A shock off for fantasy this year.
I thought you said like Shocklands, but we're not talking about Magic right now. Sorry.
Because there could be two, but a quarterback that is drafted in the first round this year will be a fantasy all-star.
This is 2019. He's saying this. He's not saying this before Patrick Mahomes. I don't even know if Mahomes was drafted in the first round. Not sure. Had him on all my fantasy teams last year, though. He should be my keeper in this league.
I don't really want to talk about fantasy.
Yeah.
He went 10th in 2017.
Yeah.
But I mean the year he's drafted, so not this year. He's like,
yeah,
he wasn't a stud this year. Like he wasn't this year, but he wasn't a stud the year he was drafted.
Dude, I'm not smart enough to have this conversation. I can have this conversation with you as a friend, but like,
no, you're fine. I just
as an actual analyst, because I don't know who's gonna start. Like who's?
Neither do I. This is why.
No.
This is why I said way too early fantasy talk. And I just want to call a shot.
That's a dumb question. I'll talk about fantasy football, but neither one of us are smart enough to know depth charts and like who's actually has a chance of starting.
I know. I just wanted to call it.
I don't even know anybody in the quarterback class besides Kyler Murray. He ain't gonna do shit. I don't know. When are the Seahawks? What are the Seahawks pick? Hey Siri. What are the Seahawks picking in this year's NFL draft?
I think they got a.
Oh, you're dumb.
They currently hold 4 picks. Round 1, number 21. Round 3, 84. Round 4, 124. Round 5, 159. So they got.
So the Seahawks don't re-sign Russell Westbrook or Russell Wilson, and they don't give him the contract that he wants. Because that's what they're talking about right now. Because Russell Wilson wants the most money. Not saying that he doesn't deserve it. So then the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson. They trade up for picks. And you put Kyler Murray in that offense. I guess. If you're making me... You didn't even pick anybody.
For what?
The quarterback.
I'm just saying, whatever quarterbacks are drafted...
You pick one is what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying one of the quarterbacks drafted in the first round.
The first round of this year or last year?
This year. This coming year. Like 2019 draft. One of them is going to be...
I actually picked the person. I actually did the work.
Did the work?
Yeah. The mental work.
I still think it's a bold prediction.
I'm saying we're more likely to see a second round skill position player, i.e., running back or wide receiver, make more of a difference than a quarterback does.
Okay.
There we go.
And I know I watched it.
I.e., Juju Smith-Schuster.
Well, you're talking about drafted.
Adams from the Packers.
We're talking about drafted this year, though, right? Or are you just saying a skills position person?
No, so a skill position person drafted this year
in the second round.
In the second round, will have a better year than any quarterback drafted in the first round.
Based upon total fantasy points.
Yes.
Okay.
And based on yards. So what is a benchmark for yards for a quarterback, do you think? Seattle Mariners set a record today, MLB record, for 15 home runs in 15 straight games.
I would say whatever point-based system is in fantasy. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I said for yards, dog.
No, I know, but like quarterbacks, X amount of passing yards.
At the end of the season, what is more impressive to you? More than 1,000 yards receiving? Or like 1,500 yards rushing? Or like 3,000 yards passing or some shit like that? That's what I meant.
I don't know. We can figure this out later. But we'll let you know what we decide, and we'll let you know at the end of the season who's right if we remember.
I'm never forgetting this.
So last weekend, I watched it, was WrestleMania. I only bring it up because I don't watch it from week to week. I just kind of pay attention to the big ones like the Rumble and Mania, maybe Survivor Series or Survivor Series. SummerSlam, or Survivor Series. It just depends on what the storylines are, which I don't watch every week. Like I said, there's just a YouTube channel out there that I use called What Culture Wrestling, and they have a guy who does ups and downs every week, and I just kind of watch that to see what's going on.
I'm an adult, and I just read the grade reports that they do on Bleacher Report after everything, and it makes it a lot easier because it literally just gives me the match summary and it tells me what happened and tells me if it sucked or not.
But I kind of at least want to know storylines. So like if I'm gonna watch the Rumble, or
they tell you the storyline, dog.
Okay, I didn't know.
And they walk, and there's number. This was a match. It did this. It did this.
Okay.
It's actually pretty good. He usually keeps it at about a paragraph, including like critiques and stuff, and then he'll give it like a grade, and he'll talk about like reasons that they did it. He recently went into everything they just did, setting up for the move to Fox.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I think the only storyline,
other than the fact that it's going to be 3 hours long,
the biggest storyline that excites me is Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman.
Like them facing off against each other, feuding?
Yeah, because Samoa Joe put out an open call for anybody, and Braun Strowman came and answered it. So now that they're past with moving to Fox, can officially, like, I guess, connect, or they can officially cross paths. I would be excited to see that. Braun Strowman is a fucking beast.
So what beer are you drinking this week, Kyle?
I'm drinking a lot of beers this week. A repeat beer that I've been drinking, and it's probably, I guess this is one that gets beer of the week for me, is Firestone Walker Mind Haze. It is in the fridge. 6.2% hazy India Pale Ale. Firestone Walker Brewing Company out of California. This batch, I guess it's getting on the, it's on the tail end of older for Robert and I. This was canned March 13th. So it's almost a month old. No, not at all. And especially at the price point. Like, we're getting them for $8.99 right now for a 6-pack, which is... There is not another beer that I am drinking that's not like... I mean, I drink shit out of Busch Light, but there's not another beer that I'm drinking, like, craft beer-wise, at $8.99 a 6-pack. The closest thing to it is when it goes on sale. Sam Adams, the Juicy and there's I don't know. There's one of those in there too. I can't find it. But Sam Adams is doing good things at a good price point. You guys should be able to find that. Not sure about the Firestone Walker, depending on where you live. And I guess I've been excited in the last 2 days. They got Minnesota beer at Hy-Vee. Fair State. So I've been drinking Fair State right now.
Quick background info: Kyle lived up there for a year, 2
year.
Year.
Just not even a year, no.
Almost.
Yeah. Fair State Party Forward IPA. 6% IPA brewed with oats, citra, hops, lemongrass, and it's described as super fruity, soft, and tropical. Yeah, Fair State, all their collaborations, all like their one-off series and stuff like that. It's always been good to me. And then I know in the Minnesota market, which is a good thing to do, they have one of the most consistent. They have a Hefeweizen, and then they have a Pilsner. And when you can get that market of 35 to 45-year-olds who are just going to go in the grocery store, and every time they go in the grocery store, this is like the beer that they're buying. That's a good thing to have. And I noticed that when I was over there. One of my chefs, when I was over there too, that was like the beer that him and his wife always had in the fridge. And he lived in Germany for a few years, so like he really liked it as a Hefeweizen. So Fair State, excited to have that. But beer of the week / last few weeks, Firestone Walker, Mind Haze.
I'm just gonna go with the beer I bought for the cast. We drink it tonight, which is brewed by Confluence here locally. The Tripel IPA, Belgian style Tripel IPA.
It's a triple.
9.8%.
So yeah, that's a
pretty smooth too for that high of a percentage.
This is also why you take naps before the podcast on your days off when you try all these beers, because and that's the best thing about these Fair States. And I just realized that all the ones that I got are like 6.5%. Like I got a Space Race in there from Shirley that I've been wanting to try, but that motherfucker's 9.5%.
So, AKA, you're waiting for me to split it?
Now we may end up splitting that. You need to check at the other store and see if they have it, because I only saw that there once.
What are we at time-wise?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. 53 minutes.
Try to get the opening packs then. I just want to wrap it up.
I mean, I guess we may wrap up the podcast here soon. I want to play this motherfucker in the game of Commander, though.
I'm going to open up the pack really quick, though. Purposely bought Khans of Tarkir to try to open up a fetch land, because I've never opened one.
I guess he gave you guys a reason for why he bought this shit.
We got a Grim something. I don't even try to pronounce that right now. But 2 and a black, 3/2. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card.
What? Oh. Grim Haruspex.
That's what I was going to
More. This card is trash. Somebody's out there mad about that.
No, that's a win con in my deck.
Your deck sucks. I think you got there, folks.
Ooh. It's a foil bloodstained Meyer, folks.
He got there.
And 1,000 Whims I don't give a shit about. I got a foil bloodstained Meyer. Holy fucking shit.
Let's hope it's worth as much as his excitement is. $54. Hell yeah, dog.
Woo! We got there, fam. Holy shit.
And what deck does that go in, Robert?
For me?
Yeah.
Probably a modern deck I've slowly been working on.
I just might as well just end the podcast on that, folks.
Why?
Because that is not the answer you should say.
Crash?
That is not the answer you should say.
Nekuzar?
That is the answer you should have said. I don't even know if you're pimping Nekuzar out, though, but that was my first guess.
Woo! Well, that was a fun way to end the podcast, folks. We'll catch you next time.
Bitch, you never open my packs.
No, open your pack quick.
Asshole.
You said you wanted to wrap up. I was going to open my pack quick because I had a reason. Okay, this one's a little long, folks. Get some extra love time.
I got 2 packs of 2013 core set. Because I wanted value. And I slow roll my packs, so you have to wait. Well, all I know is I got a Planeswalker.
2019?
2013.
Oh, 2013. So it's going to be monocolor. One of the OG guys.
Speaking of Nicol Bolas. So, the first pack I open, Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, which that makes you sound dumb as shit when you say that.
Yeah, I know. Trying to be respectful of people just listening and not watching.
What? No, the name. No, the name sounds dumb as shit. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. Like, I looked down like it was going to say something else. Yeah. They won't even let you type that in.
What do you mean when you let you type it in?
Like, for search on what I'm using, it wouldn't even let me type that shit in.
$5.69.
Good.
$53 if you have the Mythic Edition version from Guild of Ravnica.
Nope. And a foil Bloodthrower Vampire. Pack
15 cents.
number 2. Scissors.
Oh yeah, that was your foil? That's a Bloodthrower?
Yeah.
Oh. Like, wait, that was a comment. I just said that. Oh. Like, wait a second. 34 cents, sorry. Times 2.
Yep.
For a multiplier.
Evolving Wilds. Flames of the Firebrand.
It's a good card for limited.
And then Hellion Crucible.
$0.33.
And a Foil Captain of the Watch.
Oh, there's a $1.85.
Woo. With a defect, too.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a line all the way through it.
Let me see. Ooh, actually. It's like a cut mark.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to actually be cut. Like it just like lightly perforated the edge. Maybe the machine had like a part that wasn't.
Yeah.
Had a wheel that had like a spot sticking out. All right.
Speaking of spots sticking out, penis.